I built this really interesting YouTube tool that lets you identify trends in your niche way before anybody else. Um, and I wanted to share that. So here's an example. This is Graham Stephan's Excel, an Excel that I made for Graham Stephan. And here's how it works. So essentially, Graham Stephan uploads a ton of videos, but a lot of people want to know what are his most, well, I guess a lot of people don't want to know, but if you were interested in knowing what his most viral videos are, I built this program that outputs it in about 10 seconds. The reason I do this is because there's creators out there that look to get inspiration for the different videos. And one of the good ways you can do that is identifying what I define as outlier YouTube videos, which is essentially when a video on a specific creator's channel does significantly better than average. Because when that happens, it means that the YouTube algorithm's boosting this video. Either the topic's interesting, the packaging, like the title and thumbnail is interesting. There's something about that video that's special. If you have a channel that's extremely popular and every video gets 1 million views, you don't get much signal video to video on what's better or what's not. But if you have a channel that's doing, let's say 50K views on average, and then they get a 1 million view video, it's like, whoa, like that's a banger. Like there's something going on there that is worth studying if you're in that niche and you're trying to optimize either get inspiration. So you're looking for an idea for your next video and you're putting your own twist on it, or for packaging. Maybe you're someone who is, you have your video and it's great, but you don't know where to go from there. So this can help you get that inspiration. So as you can see, the output here is the average views on Graham's channel over the last, what did I do for this one? Was this 6 months? This was 6 months. So for the last 6 months was 400. Oh, the lawnmower guy just walked by. Was 434,000. And over 6 months, he uploaded 43 long form videos and 22 shorts. And these are the videos that I define as being very viral, where their view count is significantly higher than the average. So you can see these views are all, 400% higher, 300% higher, 200% higher. And it means there's something special about this video, whether it's the topic. So it's over. China just broke the US dollar. What is that message conveying? What's the thumbnail conveying? And what's the topic that was discussed and why is it so special? And then it has the upload date. Now, a lot of creators will go do that, and want to get this information, but it can be difficult to get it. I mean, if you're looking at here, you want to know the last 6 months most viewed videos to get inspiration for your niche. Let's say you're a personal finance YouTuber. He's uploading a lot, and it takes a lot for you to go video by video and get that information, versus my tool, ViewRise, does that for you. So if we try to find the China video, you can see it's over. China just broke the US dollar. So is it the thumbnail with the Chinese president? Is it, I forget which American, I'm Canadian, but which American president that is? Tough to say, but it's getting notifications here. It's something that you should study if you're trying to get inspiration for your next video, right? If we look here as well, we can look and see, okay, the most expensive home in the world, 250 million. So that there's something about that title, is Graham starting to lean into the home tour game? Don't know for sure. Here it is. But, this is, if you're someone who's in that real estate, creating niche, maybe it's something you want to look at. Like, do I want to make a thumbnail in a similar way to this, but with my own twist? Is this the titling that I want to do? And then actually watching the video itself and getting an understanding of what's keeping the retention so high in the video. So that's what I've built. And you can do it yourself. It would take you a very long time, or you can use ViewRise and it does it in about 10 seconds. So a little introduction to me. So who am I? Well, my name's Calvin Caracciolo. I'm from Toronto. I've been creating content for, almost my whole life, but just for fun when I was younger. We can get more into that story later about when I was younger. But Most recently, I was making a lot of TikTok videos for the last 2 years or so, talking about the different creator businesses that people were building, documenting that almost like a Bloomberg News for creator business is how I kind of said it was. And, we got some great videos, met a lot of interesting people, got up to 5 million views on certain videos, built my following to 100,000 followers, and it was great. And, since that time, I've been experimenting with different things, and I was trying to, create a new YouTube channel in a specific niche. And I was like, okay, this is a brand new area. I think it was one of those like AI YouTube channels. And I wanted to get inspiration for what kind of topics are people talking about? What do they find interesting? And I didn't really find like a good tool that can do that job. If I put on my product manager hat, because I'm also a product manager in my day job, what's like the job to be done here? So I built the script for myself. I said, okay, I'm going to find, 5 to 10 YouTube video channels in my niche that I was looking at, this like specific AI niche, and run it through my program and find out which videos of theirs were the most viral over the last year or last 6 months or last 3 months. And use that inspiration for the first couple of videos that I was going to make to figure out, what do people need the most help with and how can I add my own spin on that help. So I started there and I started building it for myself. And I joined this really interesting group chat at that time by this guy Andrew Wilkinson, I think is his name. And he made this Twitter group, I think is how you define it, with a pretty high paywall on it. I think it's like the cost of like lunch or something. And the amount of people in this group were so impressive. Like the filter was pretty high, so you got a really high quality of business people in there. And every other person is like, I'm this year's young and I've built this company and sold this company and I built this and sold that and da-da-da, and I'm a millionaire, da-da-da-da. And I found it so interesting. And I said, you know what? I think this tool that I built for myself could be really useful for other people. And I think building like a software product seems like it's never been easier as it is right now. So, I'm seeing all these people in this group chat. I kind of normalize the success in this group chat. I'm like, they're all building these things. Like, why don't I give a shot at building something, And, at the best case scenario, it helps a ton of people. And at the worst case scenario, I'm a better product manager because of it. So I said, you know what, I'll find, how can I take this program that I've built and productize it, right? It's the point where the output is something that everyone can use. It's scalable, easy to interact with, da-da-da-da. So I started working on that. And someone asked me the other day, there's like, oh, you're working on a software tool. Like, what's the elevator pitch? And the way I define it as identify YouTube trends in your niche early. The elevator pitch needs work, but the basic premise is that if you were to come to ViewRise and say, okay, one guy was like a Dungeons and Dragons creator. So he gave me 5 similar Dungeons and Dragons channels. I ran it through the program and gave him his report of, these are the videos of all of these. I think across the 5 channels, these Dungeons and Dragons guys upload a lot. I think it was maybe like 400 videos, maybe. No, it's probably too much. Maybe like 300 videos uploaded that I analyzed, or maybe it was 400 if you include shorts. And I identified the like 20 or so viral ones, the ones where the views were statistically significantly larger than their respective channel averages. And then I'm also working on adding in, and I can actually do it now, not with code, but with spirit and heart, alerting people as well when a video in their niche is starting to go viral, so that, you can jump on that trend early with your own inspiration. So where was I? But yeah, so that's how it works. And that's, I think, where it's useful, where a lot of people would do that just by clicking around themselves. But with ViewRise, you can get that, emailed to you, that report emailed to you. Eventually it's going to be a web app, but it's super simple. And like I said, I also am a product manager in my day job. So my day job's more like e-commerce product management. So it's fun to be experimenting with software product management as well. So I've been following the whole building in public trend, and I want this to be a building in public sort of, status update of what I'm working on, what I'm finding interesting, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to start with, I think this is going to be a regular update that I do. So we're going to start with the numbers. So number of people who have subscribed for free. Number one. Oh, I should use this hand. One. That's me. Right now, it's mostly just the report output, but now that I'm adding in the feature of getting alerts when a video goes viral, I think that'll actually allow subscribers. But I've tested it with a bunch of different creators, which I'll get to later. But I've tested it out with a bunch of different creators. I already improved the fidelity, which is like, I guess, the quality, if you will, of the output. Originally it's just like a Python, data frame. But it's gotten better already thanks to creator feedback. So a lot of people, anyway, probably just saying that to, try to justify that no one's subscribed to it yet. But that'll change because we're building public. And number of people who have subscribed on a paid plan, 0. So if you're watching this video, you're getting in at the ground. A year from now, we'll probably look at this and maybe I'll have more than 0 subscribers. We'll see. But it's all about helping people. So whatever I can build to help people, I'm going to do. So those are the numbers. Now, here are the 3 biggest things I've built so far. I'm working on it for maybe a month at this point, maybe a little less. The 3 biggest things I built so far is one, the Python script itself. So I've built the Python script to the point where it creates like that Graham Stephan report just by me putting in the YouTube channel, and the program does the rest, which is great because it used to be, a lot of it used to be super manual. Like I would look at, different video types individually and then have to do some math myself and then throw it together and format it myself. Now it's all done completely automated. So that's been a great update. The second thing is the landing page. So like I said, the tool is called, oh, by the way, I think I just had a picture open. If you want to see what Python code looks like. Well, this is a weird piece of code. I guess it's like a mirror program. Anyway, I don't know. This is Python code. So if you watch like 90s movies where there's hackers, like that's me. I'm a hacker. The second thing is I built this landing page. Possibly one of the more ugly. Man, what? I don't know if I'm hearing thunder or like the lawnmower guy is throwing his lawnmower, but anyway. One of the, not very aesthetic landing page. It doesn't really show you anything about what the product is. It says get early beta access to ViewRise, a new tool for identifying videos being boosted by the YouTube algorithm in your niche, limited spots available. But, the thing about building is sometimes you just got to put stuff out there. And like anything, everything is meant to be improved. But you need to have a foundation. So it's like, okay, I started tweeting a lot, or X posting. I'm not sure what it's called anymore. And people wanted to sign up for beta access. So I needed a landing page to capture emails. And ConvertKit was the only one that would do it for free. So, that's what I did. I got it for free, like with a custom domain. So, there you have it. You have my domain, ViewRise.co. I wonder if this is ViewRise.co/beta. Does ViewRise.co go there too? Interesting. I thought it was just ViewRise.co/beta. Well, the more you learn, folks. But anyway, this is ConvertKit. They're mainly used for, as you can see, newsletters. They've been really focusing on the newsletter people. The guy Nathan Barry is also a build in public type of guy. He has all the metrics for ConvertKit. Like, let me see this, ConvertKit metrics. You guys might find this cool. They have all of their metrics available, their MRR, their net revenue, subscriber numbers, customer numbers. I don't know what this report is, but anyway, I find it really interesting because here we go. So you can see like over time, like how they're building, and I'm actually surprised they're still doing this late in the game. Like, I don't know, isn't that going to cause an issue? Maybe I'll keep doing it if I get that big on this. But anyway, ConvertKit. And then the third thing that's the biggest update on what I've built so far, done so far, is spoken to a ton of users. So ultimately, I had this original problem for myself because I'm a creator and I solved part of it for myself. But, I'm making this for creators, specifically YouTubers. And so I need to understand like what they're doing with their research and their packaging, and how can I make a product that does the jobs that need to be done, solves their problems. And so I've been doing a lot of interviews with people. I'll do Zoom calls with friends of creators. We have this like little creator meetup in Toronto that I go to. Also just people, on Instagram, Discord, Twitter, And it's been a great way to get feedback. And I've already incorporated a lot of the feedback that they've given me into the product roadmap. So that's the third thing that I'm really happy that I've been working on. And hopefully it'll get to the point where it's good enough where they're like, I need this. And I'm like, okay, you need to pay me for this. And they'll be like, are you sure? And I'm like, well, if you don't, then you don't get to use it. And they'll be like, okay, I really need it. So I'm hoping it gets to the point where the value is so much that being without it is more expensive than paying for it to a degree. So now part number 4, I haven't been counting for the video, but anyway, most important lesson learned. So I wrote it down here. I'm referencing a Notion note. That's why I keep looking down. Also, my laptop is over here. But I think the way I'm filming this, it's going to be displayed on the screen. But just put your head down and build before getting strategic. Let me say that to the camera. Just put your head down and build before getting strategic. So I love strategy. Like, I love coming up with a vision and then a mission and then, goals and then strategic objectives, then OKRs and KPIs and da. I love doing that stuff. Like, I love those thought exercises, but I'm not always the best builder. Like, I'm not always the best guy to just go and take action. So one thing that I learned with this, okay, before I do any of the fancy stuff, I just need to build something, is put my head down, build this Python code, show it to people, get their feedback, and see if anyone's interested. And lo and behold, people are. So what I would recommend, because I think we're in the lessons learned section, is just put your head down. If you have a cool idea, put your head down and build. Everything is going to be a distraction. Everyone's going to say, do this, do that, da. Just put your head down, build something simple, super early. Like, I'm showing people an Excel spreadsheet. Before the Excel spreadsheet, it was an email. But that gave me the validation that people are interested in it. If no one's interested in it, I'm not going to waste my time building a whole damn web app for nobody. So that's important. And the next section, recommended reading. So I read this book. This also motivated me a lot. It's called The Minimalist Entrepreneur, How Great Founders Do More with Less by Sahil Lavingia. Probably butchered his last name. He's this guy who built Gumroad, which is one of those, like, he makes it easier for creators to sell stuff online. I love, like, the layout. I don't know what this aesthetic is called, but it's really interesting. I'm going to quickly show you another website that I'm really liking the style of, called Design Joy. Also really cool website design. They're like a productized marketing agency. Look into them. But yeah, this book was great. It really helped me get out of the mind frame of, when you build something, it needs to be venture scale. It needs to be $1 billion business, da. He's like, just build something that a bunch of people in your community will find really useful and make it better over time, and don't rush that process. So I love that book. I like his mind frame. He has a really interesting story. His business, Gumroad, I think it was worth like $100 million at one point. Maybe it is right now. I don't know. But they were trying to do the billion thing, and then it didn't work out. I think this is what the VC people would say. He messed up his cap table. Everyone left. He moved to Utah, and he's rebuilding, and he's doing like a minimalist entrepreneur lifestyle and building in public. He does his like shareholder meetings in public, which is really interesting. But he has this YouTube channel, so you can see Gumroad, Flexile. I forget what Flexile is. I think it's like this dividend company he's working on. But Q2 2023 board meeting. So he'll do these board meetings where he just like goes through everything. It's really interesting. So would recommend checking that out if you're trying to see the build in public. You're getting me at the very ground level. If you want to see at a higher degree, his stuff is cool. Another recommended reading, I think it might be too early for it, but this guy Alex Hormozi, I'm sure you've seen this guy. He's everywhere. And he has this new book coming out called $100 Million Leads. He had $100 million offers, which was a great book, but now he's got $100 million leads. I'm excited for that book. It's coming out, I think, in a week, and I think it's going to have some great advice on, hopefully for me and my, what I'm building with ViewRise, and how I can get more creators to learn about it and make it useful for them, and that hopefully they could use it. So also some recommended reading. Now, what's up next? What's the most important thing that I'm building next? Well, so the web app I'm working on is a way to make it easier for people and faster for people and feel more confident in the output that I'm making to use the tool. I'm not sure what the output's going to be yet, whether it's going to just email them the Excel file or if it'll display it on the screen. I don't know. but I'm building it with Bubble. Bubble is a no-code website builder, but the really cool feature they have is this like API feature. So you can, with no code, meaning no code is when you're kind of just dragging boxes around to build something. You don't need to be an expert in code, which I'm good enough at code to make a great program that's simple, but I'm not an expert in API management and all these things. And Bubble helps with that by doing no code integrations for you. So you can see here, they're talking about the fancy ones, right? Like Bubble to Stripe, that's how you get paid. Bubble to Calendly, that's how you book calendars. So I'm looking at making a Bubble API integration with the program that I've built so that people can interact with it and use it on the website. So that's what's coming up next. And I'm having fun building with Bubble. Try not to build too much until I get an idea that's validated that people are worth paying for. But I'm experimenting with it because I know eventually that's going to be the direction that it's going to go. So yeah, this was the first video on building in public for ViewRise, video number 1. And I hope you found this useful. And also feel free to follow me on Twitter at Cal Caracciolo. That's at CAL and then CARACCIOLO. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm probably going to start chopping these videos up and throwing them over there. And maybe some other cool stuff. So that's at Calvin Caracciolo. That's also where I'm the most, clouded out with my 100,000 followers. So it's not really that special. But anyway, and also my YouTube channel at Calvin Caracciolo, or just Calvin Caracciolo. Again, the way you spell Caracciolo is CARACCIOLO. And that's where I'm going to upload this full video. Instagram is also at Calvin Caracciolo, and Threads is also at Calvin Caracciolo. So, I got that domain, locked down. But not domain, handle. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I'm hoping to make these updates, frequently. Hopefully, am I going to commit to this right now? Maybe once a week if I'm feeling ambitious. Probably will get scaled back to like once a month eventually, but I'm going to stick with it. And I hope you guys found this useful. I'm Calvin Caracciolo. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or week or whatever. Or great rest of your summer if you're in the Western Hemisphere, and if you're in Australia. I don't know what goes on in Australia, but anyway, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.